In the Premier League, Jurgen, the performance last weekend and getting this home win in that style today, does that feel like a corner turn? Does that give you momentum going ahead for the rest of the season?
Yeah, that's what you hope for, huh? But obviously, the Arsenal game, you're right, was really, really good. And today it was some of a little bit the same old story that we played well, but we make one mistake, which is not the biggest mistake in the world, but big enough to give them the opportunity to score, and they do. So next minute we scored the equalizer, which was a great goal, great pass, great link-up play, all these kind of things. And then you get information, it's offside. I don't know for how much. So we go in half time, and it's a little bit like the same story again. But we decided long ago that we accepted that this is kind of a bumpy season for us, but we have to strike back again and again and again. And the boys did. Took a while until we scored, but we scored. We created a chance before that. Then we scored a really nice goal. Forced it, like if you want, with Mo's header. Yeah, and then we, in our situation, it's a little bit like that. We had to increase the risk a little bit and took a centre half off, Brochak, and scored this wonderful 2-1. Felt it was the best goal for ages if emotional wise, and so yeah, really happy about 3 points.
Quite unusual for an international manager to stay right until the end of a game. 91 minutes, I think it was. Gareth Southgate was still there to see it. Can you believe that there's any debate at all about Trent and the summer?
No, I know it is. It's no problem. I really would appreciate. So for the player especially, so he's not really bothered about the discussion around. He wants to be in the squad. I think that's clear. But I really think we don't have to talk too much about it. So he's a wonderful player. I think we all agree. Gareth agrees. A really wonderful player. And there is a manager who has to make a decision. And we respect that. Trent respects it. I respect it. So, and to be in the squad for England, you have to play outstanding football. Trent did this very, very often in a very young age. So there's just nothing really to talk about. There will be tough decisions, not only on that position in the summer for Gareth. And like I have to make tough decisions every day. But that's normal in that job. But we don't have to talk about it. Just leave the boy playing football, what he's pretty good in, and don't talk anymore about it, because in the end, it's like a made-up story if you want a little bit. Meanwhile, in the first moment, it's clear you have to somebody asks, give an answer. But meanwhile, we make it a little bit up, and we should not do that.
Thank you, Gary. We'll go to Carl Markham, and then it will be Paul Joyce as it stands. So I don't know if you want to, Carl, but fire away.
Yeah. Hi, again, just on Trent, it's been quite a week for him. He's been heavily involved in 3 games in the last week. I mean, the character he's shown and the way he's playing, it must please you.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, life is like this. Football is like this. He played an exceptional game at Arsenal. Played a top game tonight, this afternoon. But in Real Madrid, we don't have to hide that. He was involved in the second goal they scored, obviously. And that's how it is. That's how football is. I don't think Trent is in a situation where he has to prove himself constantly on this level. He has to play good football. And yes, he has to prove himself for challenge himself and all these kind of things, but not because of the national team, just because as a young player, you have to develop, and you only make the next step if you really challenge yourself in specific moments. That's what he's doing, by the way. If he's not playing good, it's not that he thinks he's not bothered and don't care. Who cares? No, it's the opposite. So just don't talk anymore about it. Talk about the game. Was he good? Was he not good? But leave the rest around aside.
Thank you. We'll go to Dave Maddock, and then we'll go to Chris Bascom, and then finish with Paul. Dave.
Jurgen, I think you had more shots on target today than you have actually in the last 6 games at Anfield, and I'm just wondering, like, was that a change in the mentality that you spoke about before, or was it like a tactical thing, or just a desire thing? Was it something you worked on? Is what I'm getting at. Oh, sorry.
But that would mean that in the other 6 games we didn't want to shoot on target. That would be a bit strange, or not that often, to keep the other goal not that busy. That's not the case. No, we decided, and I think we had to decide that. So we have to challenge ourselves. We have to put pressure on other teams. If we want to really reach the Champions League spots, then because we are in a worse position than others, we have to chase them properly. We have to put them under pressure. We only can do that by winning football games. So if you do that, then we cannot really influence how much pressure that means for other teams, but we win football games. And that's what we want to do. You only can win football games if you shoot on target. We know that. But for that, you have to be in the right positions. You have you need to have the right attitude, the right mood, the right desire, the right aggression, these kind of things. And I think really we had that today. And because Aston Villa is really uncomfortable to play against, the specific way they play, the speed they have, all these kind of things, so that they do really well. And that's not easy then. And with our story now, losing the last 6 games, home games, that doesn't make life easier. We all know that. We were not really in it, didn't think a lot about it, but I cannot say 100% that not one or the other boy had it in his mind before the game. But I couldn't see it in the game. The boys really tried everything, played a good game, and deserved the 3 points. That's the only thing.
Thanks, Dave. Last 2 questions, one for Chris, one for Paul. Chris Bascom first.
Hello. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, Chris.
So just on a similar theme, really, though. When you say it looked like the same old story, is the fact that you changed the story, that you came back from adversity? Because there have been a lot of adversity this year, and you haven't been able to come back.
Look, I think it's no secret that it's quite a bumpy season for us. So, like, a lot of things are happening, and we have to fight through. And in the end, if we would end up in the Champions League spot, that would be really great. But it's tricky, it's difficult, it's really hard for us. So I'm not surprised anymore that things like the first half happen. But I'm interested in the reaction. I like the reaction today, absolutely. And that we didn't turn the game around in the last 2 weeks at home at Anfield or whenever, I don't know. That's the reason why we lost 6 games in a row at home, which should not happen, but happened. And hopefully we turn it around. But we have tough opponents coming up with their own targets. They are Real Madrid, of course, but in the league, then we play Leeds. Everybody who saw them fighting today against Man City knows that's not a walk in the park. That will be a tough one. I think they are leading in all physical stats in the league. So that means, if you want to get there something, you have to do a lot, and that's what we will do. But for the moment, it feels great that we turn the game around. Feels even better.
Final question, Paul. Paul.
Yeah, again, it was just on the significance of the win and the mindset that it now gives you going into Wednesday. I mean, you must be like more buoyant than you would have been at 1-1. What can it do for the whole dressing room ahead of Wednesday? Because you've got a massively important result today.
Yeah, whatever it can do, we will take. That's clear. So we need a perfect performance on Wednesday if you wanna have a chance, only just for a chance. So I really think the way we played and the way Real Madrid played there, it doesn't look like very promising. But the good thing is we can play better. That would change the game already. But we have to. We don't have to make it out too big already here and there. Real Madrid doesn't come here and think they're already through these kind of things. And it will be a tough one, but we will give it a try, I can promise. And that's the only thing we can say. And this today helps, of course. So, like, when you are in a moment, when you win everything, stuff like this, you don't feel the intensity. You feel nothing. You just want to play the next game. You could play the next game next day. Obviously, for us in a moment, it's not that easy. We have to work really hard. We need 5 chances to score a goal or 10 to score a goal, these kind of things. You have to go through that. They cannot change that just because you want to. You want to have it differently. You have to work for it. And we did that today against a strong opponent, very important 3 points. And whatever it will give us for Wednesday, we will use.